All right, guys, this is week 6. We're getting ready to get into the holiday season. This is the last full week of training before we have a couple days where we're going to be shut down for Christmas and New Year's. As we kind of start progressing into the next couple weeks, we are going to start testing some stuff that we haven't even necessarily done, and today is a good example of it. This will kind of prep us for what we're going to be looking for in the next block and kind of see where we need to kind of work on from the coaching side and then just working on building consistency as we lead into the open. So starting out, we are going to do a hang power snatch ×2 on the minute for 10 minutes, and building to a comfortable double is really important. That we want to make sure that we're doing this correctly and that our footwork is crisp and we're not pushing to something where our legs start jumping out crazy or we're kind of slowly pulling onto the bar. This should be something that looks very crisp, should feel very good. And if you're newer to the movement, then we're just going to try to add a few reps here and there. Like you could do 3 to 5 reps on the minute, keep it light, and just move consistently. Now in the Metcon, we have for performance 10 rounds for time, 15 air squats, 9 push-ups, 3 power snatches. That weight at the power snatch weight, I would say it's something that you could do as a touch and go set. If it's not, then maybe you don't towards the end because you're just getting a little tired with the push-ups and that combo, but you should be able to go unbroken for most of the workout. That's kind of the goal here on those power snatches. If you have to adjust the weight to be able to do the full power snatch, that's great. Or you can go to the hang power snatch and keep working on that consistency. It's very important when we're doing these barbell movements to be consistent, especially as we're under fatigue, and we'll work on building that throughout the beginning of the year leading into the open. We look at time-wise, 10 to 15 minutes is what we're going to be going for today on this workout. After that, false grip ring rows. We've been doing a lot of these as we want to start building into some ring movements with those dragonflies. And again, when you're doing those dragonflies, we're pushing up into that hollow position and then slowly rolling down from the shoulder all the way down to where your feet touch the ground and then driving back up. Just go nice and slow on the way down. Tuesday, back squat. We're going to be doing a tempo at 3, 2, 1. So that's 3 seconds down, 2-second pause, up, pause 1 second at the top. We're going to be doing 3 reps for 4 sets. Okay, you guys can kind of push this however you're feeling today. If you're feeling kind of sore from all the squats, the air squats, then you're going to go be a little lighter. If you're feeling pretty good, then we can push the weight a little bit. The main thing we want to do is have a consistent tempo where we're consistently going down nice and smooth. We're pausing and we're really pushing range of motion. Okay, this is just kind of a break from what we've been doing. All right, so I would try not to push this super heavy as we're going to be doing a max deadlift later in the week. After that, 18-minute EMOM, just doing those reverse sled pushes followed by a 50-foot sled push. So we're going reverse push, then pushing forward. And with that, really focus on pushing a weight that is tough, but you can get done in 40 to 50 seconds. We're going to roll over to the kettlebell swings, and we're going to go as heavy as possible. Now, we have those heavy kettlebells. That's what we're going to do. If you're kind of in between weights, then we can band these up and really just work on a nice, strong hip drive. Okay, again, priming for what we're going to be doing later in the week. And then a 45-second D-ball march in place. So we just want to make sure we're holding that D-ball nice and tall and then bringing the knees all the way up and staying consistent for 45 seconds. Okay, this is going to be a decent amount of conditioning. It probably looks very easy on paper, but this is one that I think is actually going to be pretty tough as we get later in the rounds. All right, finishing up these cluster sets on the pull-ups, we are going to be doing a max set of whatever you've been doing. Okay, you can go with that higher skill version. As we've kind of talked about before, if you're hitting 5 or less, you can just complete those cluster sets. If not, first set's a max set, second set 66% of whatever your max set was, and then another max set. You should see drop off, okay, from the first set to the last set. You might have your third set being higher than the second set, but there's really no reason why your third set should be higher than the first. After that, again, getting into one of those movements that we think we're going to see in the open, we're going to bike and then do those burpee pull-ups. That's one that we think we will see. So when we're doing that, guys, we want to just keep a consistent pace here. Okay, it's 2 minutes of basically consistent, steady work with a 1-minute rest for 5 rounds. So I want you guys to think about starting out consistently on the bike and then try to just move at a pace you can hold for a minute on the burpee pull-ups. It's better anytime we're doing these to kind of start off a little more conservative and then by round 2. After round 2, you can maybe get a little bit faster, and then just make sure we're not falling off from round 1 to round 5. Okay, so if we go a little bit faster, that's totally fine, but we just don't want to see a big drop off. Thursday, we have for time. We have each of these for time. It'll be on the 10 minutes. Each of these will take roughly 7 to 8 minutes. That's kind of like the target. Okay, so it's only a couple minute rest. You want to just move nice and consistently. This isn't, it says for time, but I don't want you guys just going all out on these. It's not going to be a ton of rest. So think about this. We got the row ski, and then we've got carry, bike, carry, and then sled pull, push, and pull. Okay. Again, we're going to be working roughly for 7 or 8 minutes, only getting maybe 3 minutes to 2 to 3 minutes of rest. So just be consistent, move steady. Nothing else is going to turn to like a 30-minute just steady mover. So just move nice and smooth, and that's what we're going to be looking to do today. After that, we've got some more of the gymnastic base building, right? So we have that max set of a wall-facing handstand hold, max deficit push-ups. So you can do those on the P-bars or the plates. And again, that tempo is 3 down, 2 pause, and it should just be lower than what you would be if you hit the ground, and then up, and then those false grip hangs. So we're going to be hopping up on the rings, getting a false grip, and hanging. If we can't hang from there on the false grip, you can even do this in a ring row position with your feet forward and just hold as long as you can, keeping that nice straight body position, and just hold as best you can, and we're going to go 2 rounds there. All right, Friday, 1 rep max push press in 15 minutes. Okay, we did a wave load the week before. We're going to go ahead and just test that 1 rep max and just hit a heavy single. Guys, if you're getting close to PRs and you just have this number, you're like, you know, you're trying to make these huge jumps towards the end. This is just something that I've seen when I ask people, hey, how'd it go? And a lot of people are taking like 10% jumps, 8% jumps from that one, the rep right before they go for the big rep. So try to keep your reps in your sets, especially towards the top end, like 3 to 5% jump at most. And that'll kind of make sure you're feeling consistent, because if it's feeling really good, and you jump 10%, there's a good chance that you're going to miss. All right, but 15 minutes should be plenty of time to get this done. Okay, and then we're going to go into that deadlift. If you've had any issues with the deadlift, as far as you know, your back is feeling a little off, or you haven't been feeling very comfortable, we can go to sumo deadlift, or we can even elevate the plates and just pull from an elevated standpoint. Like, so you can put plates down and then just kind of pull from an elevated surface, and it's okay. The whole goal here is just to go heavy. All right, and then after that, there's just a steady mover that's just kind of working on accessory work afterwards outside of class. You might have a little bit of time to kind of start that get that going, but we're really just kind of doing accessory work for the list we just did. All right, Saturday, 12 days of Christmas. All right, the way that this flows is you do 1, okay, and then you go 2, 1, and then 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on and so forth. And so you're only doing that round of 12 one time, okay? So we move through this nice and steady. This is the same one we did last year. We really like the flow of it. So again, just kind of moving steady. You know, the equipment's fairly limited as far as like what we're going to do. We're going to keep things light and move steady. On the like beginning portion of this for performance, this is a really good chance to really try to push those sets unbroken and try to keep that consistent. But again, this day is all about having fun. So just modify this as best you can and just move consistently, getting through it. All right. After this, guys, next week's going to be Christmas, so you guys have a great holiday and safe travels if you're traveling. And we look forward to getting through this year and kicking off January with a strong start. We'll see you in the gym.